Okay, hi sixth graders. We are looking at week 2. Since we've already done week 1, we're going to do each day now a lesson instead of doubling up on lessons. So we're on week 2, page, oh, there's no page, week 2. So the first one says writing equations. Here are some balanced hangers. Each piece is labeled with its weight. Okay, so you're just going to put x equals, whoops, oh dear, hold on. Okay, so here x equals, all right, so over here it has to be 8 to be equal to this so that they balance. Right now this would be hanging, if since we don't know what this is, technically this is bigger. So we have to balance it, okay? So what do you have to do to 3 to get to 8? Okay, so you could do 8 take away 3 to find out that answer. Okay, so what would that be? 5. Okay, so here, y, okay, what do you have to do? What do these two y's have to be in order to equal 12? Well, one thing you could do is 12 divided by 2 to find out what y is. So y equals 6. Okay? All right, I want you to try these other two and see how you do with that. That's the same thing. So here, 11 divided by 4. And here you can just look at this. I'm giving you lots of hints. Okay, 13 and 4/5 take away 3 and 4/5. What would W be? All right, give those a try. And let me move the page up. Okay, now this one says fraction of an amount. Using the digits from 1 to 9 at most once, make as many true statements as you can. Okay, so 1 to 9 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you just have to play around with this. I'll give you one example, but there are lots. So you go ahead and think of your own. So for instance, 4/8 of 32 equals what? So take a look at what we do here. Remember 4/8 of in math is multiplication. We have to change 32 to a fraction. So that would be 32 over 1. Okay? So, okay, a couple ways to do this. If you know how to cancel out, I think Mr. Gregory showed you what number will go into both 8 and 32. 8 will, so 8 goes into 8 once. 8 goes into 32 4 times. So now all we do is multiply, equals 16 over 1. Okay? Oopsie. And we know that 16 over 1 is 16. All right, so you come up with another one. Don't use the numbers more than one time. You obviously don't have to use all the numbers because there's only 6 and there's 9 numbers there. So just try 1 or 2 on your own. All right, and let's move down to the last problem. All right, pentominoes, okay? Using all 3 of the pentominoes to the left, over here, U, V, Z, they can be assembled into one of the shapes below, okay? So that means, you know, it says rotations and reflections are allowed, so you can move them around. What I would do if I were you is to take a sheet of paper and cut out even squares here. It's kind of like if you have graph paper, or if you don't, just draw them, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares here in the shape of the U. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares here in the shape of this Z. I see they're in the shapes. That's why they're U, Z, and V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see pent means 5. Okay, so they each have 5 shapes, so or 5 squares. So go ahead and cut these